who is Childs on the beat, best producer in Louisiana. If you don't believe me, go to his YouTube channel. Like and subscribe to his page. If you're a young, inspiring artist, he can get you the beat you need. My name is Sidney Combs, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Shreveport, Louisiana with a dollar and a dream. And the video for tonight is, could it be that you're not good enough? Could it be that you're not good enough? You see so many times in life that people make excuses for their actions. They make excuses for the decision making. And they live the same life throughout, with the results stay the same, they stay the same, they never grow, they never develop. You can see somebody that you went to school with, and you see them when they were 15, they were a class clown. And you see them when they're 32 and they're still a class clown. And you kind of say to yourself like, man, you hadn't grown since then? You see them at 52, they're still a class clown. It's like you never got to a point of maturing and developing. You see this every day, men and women. And it's because people get to a point of never understanding that they're not good enough. A lot of people go through life and they think that they're the greatest thing, and they have no results to show for it. Results never lie to you. You can lie to yourself all you want to, but your results will never lie to you. You can tell yourself that you're so amazing, but if you don't have amazing results, you know you're not amazing. You can tell yourself you're good, but if you don't have good results, you know that you're not good. If you go around and you're doing bad things, guess what kind of results you're going to get? Bad results. People can't adjust and change because of the simple fact that they won't admit to themselves that they're just not good enough. I first started my clothing brand. When I first started it, I had to adjust. I had to understand that I wasn't good enough. And because of that, it helped me grow. I'm giving you an example. When I came out with my first shirt, my first design, this was the design. The barber wasn't on there. So it was just this shirt without the bottom writing on it. Just this logo, and the back said most consistent. When I first came out with this shirt, I lost money. I lost money. I know a lot of people that start businesses, it's hard for them to understand that, but when you first start, it takes time to make money, and you're normally gonna lose money in the beginning. This shirt didn't do well. I could have told myself that they hating on me. They don't want to support my vision. They don't want to support my dream. I could have sat there and said, oh man, yeah man, shoot, man, everybody should have just looked out for me anyway. I could have told myself that. I could have even quit and said, man, you know what, this ain't gonna work. Because this is a good product, they're just not supporting it. But you know what I did? I told myself, hey, you're not good enough. So what I did, I went back to the drawing board, I came back with a second shirt. This is the second shirt I designed, with my logo on there, which I have copyrighted. This shirt right here did a little bit better than the first one. The bag say hashtag turn $1 into 2. This shirt, when I came out with it, did a little bit better than the first one. I still ended up losing money with that second design. Why? Because it wasn't good enough. It wasn't because people were hating. It wasn't because people didn't like me. It wasn't good enough. Then I came out with a third design. This design right here did pretty good for me. Did very good. It did way better than the first two. I made money off this design. This shirt here, this design, I made money off of it. It did well. It did good. But even with doing that design right there, I knew that I'm not good enough. So now I came out with this design right here. This hoodie I'm wearing. This right here has 3 color artwork in it. It has very detailed artwork in it. I have multiple colors. I have pretty much most colors you can think of. And the reason why I was able to get to this point was because I had to tell myself, Sydney, could it be that you're not good enough? Now I have a new design that's gonna come out within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Why? Because I understand that I'm not good enough. My business will keep growing because I'm able to acknowledge that. You see so many times in life that people can have a soul food restaurant and they'll say, man, people not supporting my business. They're hating on my business. No, they're not. Your food just doesn't taste that good. But see, that's hard for people to accept that because emotions are all in it. When they can actually make way more money if they would just let themselves know that their cooking is not good enough. What if you're a rap artist and you making albums, right? And you're saying, man, dawg, I don't have a lot of people streaming my music. Well, 1 could be you're not promoting enough. 2 could be that maybe you're not good enough. Maybe you need to get better. See, when you say you're not good enough, that doesn't mean you can't get the job done. It just means that you're not good enough at the moment. But you can't get good enough until you admit that you're not good enough. That's the only way it can happen. I'm also a barber. And the one thing about me being a barber is that when I very first started cutting, I wasn't that good of a barber. And people laughed at me, laughed at my cuts. They didn't think I was good enough. At one point in time, I'll never forget this. I had a woman hair, I cut her son hair. And I took a minute, and when I lined him up, I didn't give him a crispy point on the end. And that woman, she got on me in front of other people inside of the barbershop. It did bother me. I was bothered, not gonna lie to you. I didn't say anything to her. I took every single thing she said. Now, were there emotions in me that had me bothered? It was. But you know what I did? Afterwards, I got in my car and I sat down and I started thinking, could she be right? See, people never do that. Somebody can sit there and see something you do and they can tell you, hey man, at the end of the day, you need to do a better job of cleaning the house. You need to do a better job of working your job. You need to do a better job when it comes to perfecting your craft. And you'll get all emotional. But you never stop to say, could they be right? Take the emotions out. Could they be right? And when I started researching, I said to myself, you know what, she's right. And since that day, I've always made sure that I gave that point. Because of her. She didn't know that she was helping me. She thought she was hurting me, but she helped me. Why? Because I was able to accept that I'm not good enough. That's hard for people. Because, especially women, because throughout your lives, you've always been told that you're good enough. But at the end of the day, there was a hidden agenda when they kept telling you that. There was a hidden agenda. They wanted you to believe that. Hey, believe this. And you fell for it. You shouldn't have fell for it. This happens every single day on this planet. We never get to a point of understanding that maybe I'm not good enough. And then what happens is you can't take the emotions out. So at the end of the day, you can be so great and amazing, but you will never ever check your emotions. But you know what's so crazy about emotions? Emotions really tell you the truth. See, people never ever thought of that. Emotions tell you the truth. I give a prime example. Prime example. If somebody come to you and they tell you, they say, hey man, you're 20 pounds, you're overweight, okay? Let's say somebody tell you you're overweight. If someone tell me I'm overweight, it won't bother me. You know why? Because I'm in shape. I'm in a healthy weight. It won't bother me. But if I go to someone overweight and I tell them, I say, hey man, you're overweight, and they get emotional, why are they getting emotional? Because they know it's the truth. But they can't take the emotions out. Every time you can't control your emotions, that's letting you know that you're at the end of the day all wrong. Because otherwise, your emotions wouldn't be affected by it. If someone was wealthy and a person went to them and said, hey man, you broke, you poor, it wouldn't bother you. Because you know you're wealthy. If you're a handsome or a beautiful woman and somebody tell you that you're ugly, that won't bother you. You know it's not true. See, the emotions, people, they struggle to take that out. But they struggle because deep down inside, they know it's the truth. And that's why your emotions get hit like that. Be accountable. People go through their lives, their entire lives, 25 sane, 35 sane, 45 sane, 55 sane, 65 sane, never change. But then they keep blaming everybody else for the problems in their life. If you've been struggling financially for the last 30 years in your life, and you want to blame everybody else in your life, shouldn't that tell you something? If at the end of the day, you have, let's say you have a surgery 3, 4, 5 years ago, and you still carrying the same weight and saying, oh man, it's a surgery. When do it get to a point of accountability saying, you know what? I understand I had a procedure. I understand I had a surgery. But I know good and well that I'm not doing good enough. I know I don't have a healthy diet. I know I don't work out hard enough. I know I don't work out 4 or 5 times a week. You know why? Because in their mind, that you want yourself to believe that you're good enough. But when you get to a point to understand that you're not good enough at what you do, that's when you become great. That's when you become legendary, because you're always working to become better. Tom Brady supposedly just retired. And every year, Tom Brady got better. Why did he get better? You know why? Because he always thought that he wasn't good enough. And that's why he was improving. When you watch Michael Jordan greatness, you know why Michael Jordan was so great? Because he was always working to get better because he knew he wasn't good enough. When you have a head coach like Phil Jackson, his team can be on a 10-game winning streak. And you know what he's going to still do? He's going to coach his players hard. You know why he coaches players hard? Because he always know there's a little bit more that you can do and you're not good enough. He knows that. See, when you're a person that's working to be the best version of yourself, you always know that you're not quite good enough. Getting better. When do you focus to get better? When? When do you think about getting better? You see people and they never get better. They never put no action into play. They talkers. They'll talk to you left and right all day long. Hey, I'm going to do it. I'm a work in progress. What they say, God ain't through with me yet. What if they say, it can happen. And never get to a point of just doing better. Forget the slogans. You can miss me with the slogans. I can care less about what you're telling me. Just show me what you're doing. I don't care about what you're telling me. Study your craft. I'm trying to promote this YouTube channel and get this thing where I want to get it to. The first goal is over 1,000 subscribers. How do I do that? One, by promoting it. By running ads on Facebook, running ads on Instagram. To promote it, to get people to check it out. Doing Facebook Lives, doing Instagram Lives. What am I doing? I'm studying my craft, and at the end of the day, I'm trying to get better at it. I know I have to promote it in order to get better. On YouTube, I'm studying the analytics. I'm checking the analytics out. I'm looking to see, okay, who's watching my videos? Who's subscribed to my videos? Who's not subscribed to my videos? I'm looking at the age. What age range is watching my video? The duration of the time. Are they watching the entire video? Or are they watching half the video? Or are they watching 2-3 minutes of the video? All that stuff I get to see. I study my craft. As a barber, you know what I do? I watch a bunch of YouTube videos to study my craft. When I'm in a barbershop with more experienced barbers than me, I'm watching them. I'm asking questions because I'm studying my craft. When will you get to a point to study your craft? I was talking to a little girl named Alea Fisher. She's 6 years old. And I asked her, I said, what can you give me to talk about this subject? And she said, keep trying. And I said, you know what? That's crazy how a 6-year-old can say, keep trying. And you got 30, 40, 50-year-olds that won't even try. Let that sink in. A 6-year-old understand to keep trying. But you sitting there complaining about your business and say, man, my business not growing. You know why it ain't growing? Because you're not trying. I see people that have a business, right? For 15, 20 years, and they say, oh, I only work 4 hours a week. If you done had a business for 10 years, 15, 20 years, and you only work 4 hours a week, there's a problem there. Your business not growing. And if it's not growing, I can promise you it's doing this here. It's going down. The one thing about life that people got to understand, you're rather going up or you're going down. You're rather staying the same. You're rather staying the same. You're going up or you're going down. So at the end of the day, when I see people and they're not trying, You know you got a bad attitude, right? Go do some counseling. If at the end of the day you want to get better, get you a mentor. Get you someone that can let you know that you're wrong, that you respect. Change your friends. If you've had the same friends since elementary school, I can promise you 9 out of 10 times they not challenging you. They keeping you the same. You have to get other friends. I'm not saying you have to completely don't talk to your friends, but they can't be your best friends. They have to be the ones you talk to every now and then. And you need the people that's going to push you to greatness in your life in order for you to get better. Ignore the outside noise. A lot of times, you cannot become good enough because you're worried about what everybody else got to say about you. But you know what's so crazy about what everybody got to say about you? They'll talk about you for an hour and then they on to the next person. You think you're so important and you so worried about what someone else said about you, and they not even worried about you because they talking about somebody else. Ignore the criticism and do what you need to do for you. Forget them. They can't help you. Stop worrying about them and be the best version of yourself that you can possibly become. We get too tied up in worrying about other people, and we can't become great. When are you going to get to a point of saying to yourself, could it be you're not good enough? Stop making all these excuses. People make a million excuses. Or never just say, you know what, that's on me. My bad. I'm gonna solve the problem. See, don't just tell me my bad. See, say my bad, then I'm gonna solve the problem. You got people make a lot of excuses. Then you got people, and what they'll do, they'll just tell you, hey, my bad. My bad ain't good enough. It's not good enough. My bad, that's not good enough. What are you gonna do about the situation? You got people that make mistakes in their lives. Then once they make a mistake, it's never, okay, what do I need to do to solve the problem? See, just because you say, my bad or I'm sorry, it's not good enough. Now, what do you do to solve the problem? If you're looking at yourself and understanding that you're not good enough in your business, when are you going to start studying? When are you going to start getting new advice? When are you going to start accepting new advice? If at the end of the day you've been doing the same thing the last 2 years and you had this business idea, when are you going to tell yourself, hey man, it's good I got an idea, but until I put it to play, I'm not good enough. So what we need to do, including me, is ask ourselves, could it be that you're not good enough? My name is Sidney Combs, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Shreveport, Louisiana, with $1 and a dream. And I would like for everyone to like, share, and subscribe to my page. This is a positive message. This is a powerful message that people need to be paying attention to. You need to be paying attention to this. You need to be spreading this message to other people. I'm not asking you for $1. I'm not asking you for a cash out. I'm not asking you for PayPal. I'm not asking you for Zelle. All I'm asking you to do is to hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. There's a lot of people need to hear this message. This platform can only grow if you help it grow. I'm doing my part. I'm giving you a good message. It's on you to help me out and support me. Who is Chaz on the beat? My name is Sidney Combs, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Shreveport, Louisiana with $1 and a dream.